lot of organizations around the world, when you ask them about digital sovereignty, right, they probably know about data sovereignty, but that's just the beginning.
Hello, I'm Julien Blanchez. I'm the solution lead for digital sovereignty for Google Cloud. I'm based out of Brussels and I work alongside a global team of Googlers building not only the technology, but also the partnerships necessary to address the sovereignty requirements of our Google Cloud customers. In our conversations with customers and policymakers, we hear a growing expectations for more digital sovereignty and more control over the workloads. This makes sense as the volume and the criticality of the data going to the cloud increases and major geopolitical changes are taking shape. So we build carefully designed controls, software and hardware controls, to ensure that organizations across all sectors can benefit from the magic of the best cloud, data and AI technologies available without having to give up on their strategic autonomy ambitions. At Google, we've been committed to delivering sovereign controls for a while. 2 years ago, we announced Cloud on Europe's terms. We brought together our engineering and product teams to think deeply and start delivering specific controls for our cloud solutions, while also developing deep collaboration with domestic technology and delivery partners. Today, I'm really happy that we can exchange with Rahiel Nasir, Associate Research Director at IDC Europe, to shed some light on the current landscape, the change in customers' expectations, and the growing need for a flexible approach to sovereign cloud solutions. Rahiel, good to see you again.
Hi, Julien. Great to be here.
So, we both know this, right? These expectations for more control over workloads have been around for a while. However, I think we all sense in the market, whether it be suppliers or analysts like you or observers or customers, that there's been a strong shift lately, a strong evolution in these expectations. So according to you, what is driving this change?
Well, I think if you asked me that question a few years ago, the number one answer, without a shadow of a doubt, was regulatory compliance, as organizations need to comply with their local rules and regulations. In order to safeguard that compliance, they sought data sovereignty solutions. But if you look over the years since then, we've had geopolitical uncertainties because of what's been going on in the world. We've had economic uncertainties as well. And I think that feeds into the overall need for sovereignty as well. But when you ask about the specific reasons, there's also expanded cloud usage as well. Remember, we're in a post-pandemic world. We've got more remote workers out there. And I think organizations want to be able to support those remote workers using sovereign cloud assets. But the number one reason, and this is the reason that really surprises us, when you ask this year, what is driving you to seek a sovereign cloud solutions, organizations say it gives them an enhanced cybersecurity profile. Now, I know, and you know, right, that sovereignty and security are not one and the same thing, but the market doesn't know that. They think that sovereignty means enhanced security, and that is the top reason why they are looking and seeking sovereign cloud solutions.
Right, very clear. Thank you, Rahiel. So, well, actually, it doesn't sound like there is a single factor that is causing, these evolutions in the requirements, right? So, this is probably putting a certain level of uncertainty for decision makers on how do they make sense of that of these new sets of requirements, right? What does it mean for them in terms of interpreting, these sovereignty requirements?
Well, Julie, it's a very complex journey for the end user customer, and they're going to look upon their IT partners and providers like yourselves to help them with that journey. And don't forget, it's not just about data sovereignty. Sure, the sovereignty journey begins with data sovereignty, and I think a lot of organizations around the world, when you ask them about digital sovereignty, right, they probably know about data sovereignty, but that's just the beginning, right? So IDC looks at 3 layers of sovereignty when it comes to IT. We look at data sovereignty, we look at operational sovereignty. And if you want more complexity, then there's the technical sovereignty piece as well. Now, all of that is determining not only sovereignty of data, but the sovereignty of your operations, where your data lives, who has access to that data. And don't forget, it's about securing data at rest and in transit. So that gives us the network angle to conjure with as well. You know, how sovereign is your network? And these are things that are adding to the complexity that organizations are probably not thinking about or factoring in today. But mark my words, it's something that they're going to have to think about very seriously if they progress down that sovereign cloud route.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So if this kind of solution is then putting so much pressure, I would say, on the customer, what do you reckon the providers should be doing to make it simpler, for cloud customers to adopt and benefit from these sovereignty controls?
Well, multiple needs require multiple solutions, right? And I think one of the things that must be talked about is that one size does not fit all. I think if you look at the sort of solutions that organizations are seeking, they are probably looking at varying levels of sovereignty. You might be a military or a top secret government installation where you would want the highest levels of sovereignty, okay? And that costs money. But for other organizations where compliance is the biggest driver, where they want to protect their data, they may not want such a high level of sovereignty. They may want to play a little bit lower down in the scale. So it's horses for courses, to use the English idiom. And you must create solutions that are appropriate to the market, and one size will not fit all. You are looking for a provider that allows you to play in various markets and, crucially, working with local trusted partners within the market so that you have the in-country credentials and you have all the compliance needs because you're working with brands that you know and trust within your local jurisdiction.
Thank you very much, Rahiel. This was, as usual, super enlightening. I really look forward to discuss and debate these things again with you.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Julien.
At Google, we take your sovereignty expectations very seriously. We are determined to allow even the most sensitive and highly regulated customers to benefit from the magic and the security of the cloud. We are building a large choice of controls to address the very diverse digital sovereignty requirements through Google Sovereign Cloud. To learn more about how we can help you deploy the controls you need, take a look at our Digital Sovereignty Explorer. It's a tool designed to help you understand your sovereignty requirements whilst navigating your cloud transformation journey. Good luck.